Hello again, YouTube. Last video, I gave you what I thought were the best movies of '09. And just let me say for a second, as far as movies go in '09, it was probably one of the best movie years we've had in a while. Absolutely terrific. But there is a flip side to the good movies, and that's the really bad movies. And me, I just like making movie lists, because I find lists very revealing. Doing a review of a single movie can be kind of just misleading, whereas a list of really good movies can be very revealing. So anyhow, let's get right into this. I only have 10 movies because, for the most part, I really ignored the really bad films, and some of these I just saw just with my friends to make fun of, but since I had to put a list together, I just went with 10, just to make it easy on myself. So, at number 10, we have Surrogates, starring Bruce Willis. Now, why is this film bad? Well, because it's just bland. It's boring. Bruce Willis really looks like he's tired and didn't really want to be there. Essentially, he's just doing this for a paycheck. So I'd say, don't waste your time with this. If anything, if you had to see it, maybe rent it. Next on the list, at number 9, is 9. Yeah, 9. Not District 9. Not 9 the musical. 9 the animated film with Elijah Wood. Now, let me say this for a second, that the one thing I did really like about this movie was the visual style of it. It really is reminiscent of Fallout 3 and Little Big Planet, essentially taking those two kind of ideas and putting them together, which looks great. But where does it fail? Well, it fails in the characters and the story. You know, essentially the meat and potatoes of any film. When you have your main protagonist, and if you can't establish an emotional connection with them, then you're just going to be bored with it. And really, the character 9 is just really not a good protagonist. He, essentially, because of his actions, he nearly gets everyone killed. Literally. Sorry, I kind of have to, spoil some of this, but I was really looking forward to this one being good. I say stick with the preview. Preview was really good. One of the few instances where a preview is better than the movie. Number 8, Push, with Ryan Reynolds and Dakota Fanning. Now, why didn't I really like Push? Well, because it's essentially the X-Men. Might as well have been the X-Men. It's just bland. It's an action movie. Not a lot going on here. There is one good thing about it that I did like, and that's Dakota Fanning drunk. Yeah, if you ever wanted to see Dakota Fanning acting drunk, don't look any further. Then again, just wait 5 years when her career falls down the shitter. You'll probably see it on the news all the time then. So, alright, moving on. Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. Now I'm going to say this right now, I hate this series. I've always hated these films. So why did I go see it? Well, because I thought for once they got the setting right by placing this series in the medieval or dark ages, you know, swords and sorcery and fantasy. But where this doesn't really work is the visual style of it, or the aesthetics of the characters, because it really feels Lord of the Rings. This has been done, and I gotta tell you, the movie's really pointless, because when you watch the first film, you essentially get the whole story of what happens, so you already know what happens. The Lycans win. Okay, thank you for wasting an hour and a half of my life. Okay, now the next two on this list, I know they were really bad. You know, just watching the previews, or even hearing that these got made, I knew they were going to be bad. So I saw them just to make fun of them. Just for fun. Number 6, Dragon Ball Evolution. You know, I to this day, I scratch my big fat monkey cranium as to how this movie got made. That somebody in Fox Studios thought, you know what would be great? Dragon Ball. Let's make a live-action movie of it. Really, I don't really need to say anything else. I could go on about how the title makes no goddamn sense. What's the evolution? I get the Dragon Ball part of it. Where's the evolution? Why is Goku in high school? But I'm not going to waste any more time with that one. You knew it was going to be bad, and it was. Didn't disappoint. Number 5, Street Fighter, The Rise of Chun-Li. Yeah, I'm just amazed that to this day, no one knows how to make a Street Fighter movie. How hard is it just to have a film about people street fighting in a martial arts tournament? That's it. We don't play the games for the story. Why have a story? I don't know. But it does make you appreciate two things. One, the film has Michael Clarke Duncan as Balrog, which is great. And two, it really makes you appreciate the original Street Fighter film. Why? Because at least that film tried. It tried to have the characters fit the characters of the game. This movie doesn't even try. It just throws it out the window. Number 4, I Love You, Beth Cooper. Yeah, not funny. Not funny in the least. And really boring. This one almost put me to sleep a couple of times, which doesn't happen when I go to see a movie. Number 3, Saw 6. Oh Lord. And they're making a 7th one. Number 7. Yeah. This is a series that needs to die. And it needs to crash and burn hardcore. Enough said. I don't need to say anything else about Saw 6. It's the same thing. Over and over again. Just 6 times in a row. Number 2. Now this is where we're really getting into the deep end of the shit pool. Wolverine Origins. Now, I could go on all fucking day about how this movie sucked in so many ways. But I'm just going to focus on one point, because mostly due to time constraints. The biggest problem I had with this film is they took my favorite comic character, Deadpool, and just really just fisted him into submission. How do you take Deadpool and mess him up? I'm just amazed. The whole purpose of Deadpool is that he knows he's a comic character. He talks all the time, and he's supposed to be kind of annoying, but he's like really funny. He's totally meant as comic relief. But when you take him in the movie and cover up his mouth so he can't talk, I can only sum that up with one visual image to the fans of Deadpool. Yeah, that's what that studio was doing for all of us fans that like Deadpool. Fuck you. Fuck you for liking this character. I guess there's some good news. We might be getting a Deadpool movie. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't know. And then finally, number 1. This one takes the Shit Biscuit Award of the year. In fact, I would probably give the Shit Biscuit Award of the decade. Transformers 2. And this is another one I can go on all day about how this was bad. But for really, what it really comes down to, this movie represents everything, or really it has everything that's ever been bad in movies, all just piled together in one thing. Annoying as fuck characters. You essentially got Skids and Mudflap, that's Jar Jar Binks times 2, but if he was like in middle school. This film really feels like Michael Bay's got you pinned to the ground with a knife to your throat going, or squeal like a piggy, and you're just gonna go, no, Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen. Where was the revenge? How was it fallen? Didn't like that movie at all. You've all probably seen it. You know why you hate it. I don't need to go any further. So, I would just like to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this video, and hope to see you next time. Peace out.